Hey.
Hello.
We are live with our new show. Couple.
What? You're looking at me. I'm like,
if you don't know how we're doing things in a
Hello.
couple. We're busy. Ashley just ranted in here 5 seconds ago.
I wanted
It's
to
all
put
good.
on some makeup.
It's all good. This is what it's like. This bit was like being a couplepreneur.
Couplepreneur. I don't like made up words, but that one kind of works for us, I think.
So we start. We'll introduce ourselves. You want to go first?
Oh, I was just about to
I'll
say.
go first.
Go ahead.
I'm Gus Calabrese. Ashley and I own a couple businesses together. We're a couple. We travel around the world. We're on the road 160 days a year. We're getting ready to. We live in the Northeast area of the United States. We're in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia suburbs in Pennsylvania. We have we produce conferences. We produce events all over the world, and we're together 24/7, just about. And we're madly in love with each other.
We are.
And we thought
I'm a lucky girl.
We'd start a weekly show about what it's like to be in business with your partner.
Without killing each other.
Yeah, without killing each other.
And keeping the love alive. So I'm Ashley Baptiste. Yeah, what can I tell you? I've owned my company for about 18 years now. I've been in the business of producing business conferences for over 20. And it's what I love to do. I love connecting. When I met Gus, we realized we had something in common, and that is that we love helping people connect with other people and connect with opportunities, connect with content, connect with things that makes them better. And out of that, our relationship blossomed. And I dragged him into the business, begged him to work with me, or at least help me. 6 months.
Can you
help me for 6 months?
That was 10 years ago. I was already
Now I can't get rid of him.
Yeah, I was already in the events business and doing different style events. Now we primarily produce conferences and women's events, but
and they're cool.
Yeah, but we hear all the time, I cannot believe you two work that. How do you work with your spouse? How do you work with your other half? We know, we probably know a handful or two handfuls of couples that are in the same boat that we are in, that we're pretty close friends with, and they're not necessarily local. They're all over the world.
Well, and I think one of the things too is that we've both been in relationships before. Some of us a couple of relationships, and
meaning we've been married before.
We've been married before. We've been divorced. We found each other and just realized we knew what we didn't want in a relationship. We maybe didn't know what we really wanted was actually available. Kind of thought that was a dream. So the fact that we have been able to work together and work together.
Yeah.
It's kind of impressive. So, well, that's just a little bit about us, but,
so we thought
you're steering the ship here, buddy. What do you
I'm steering the ship here. So the first time when
Which way are we going?
Set up. Anyway, what I thought we'd share today is 10 questions we get asked as a couple working together in our own business. Yeah. And we thought we'd share. So, number one, we'll answer these thing.
Okay.
How do you manage to work together without getting on each other's nerves?
Beats me.
We really do.
I'm kidding.
The nerve getting on is one more. It's more this direction.
What?
You.
I get on your nerves more than you get on my nerves.
It's minor stuff, but it's the stuff and it's not just you. I hate one of my pet peeves is when I lay down a formula or a process for doing business that helps everybody in the business or in life. I try to find a problem, and I create a workaround.
And then I start freestyling.
Yeah, I actually start freestyling, and I'll be
what
like,
do I do with this? And you're like, what I said. And I'm like, we'll try this out. And he's like, what are you doing?
But the reality is we don't get on each other's nerves a whole lot. We don't like...
No, I think, like anything, I'm sure, there are times, I'm just going to be completely honest. There are times where Gus completely gets on my nerves, but then it's usually me that is like, okay, what's really going on here? And I don't yell at him that's another thing too. We're really careful about how we communicate with each other so that we realize too, like, okay, well, what am I bringing? Like, am I doing something that's making him react this way? Am I saying something that's triggering something? Am I like getting in his face about something? But we're very respectful of each other.
I was just going to bring out the number one thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to bring it out this early, but it is. But it's
bringing it out. But this early.
It's one word in a relationship like this. Respect.
Yeah.
We have multiple responsibilities. We don't have kids together, but we both have kids. We have families. We have we have multiple businesses. We have employees.
Yeah. We have things we need to take care of. We have apart from each other, but also together. So
respect is the biggest. Is the biggest word. If you had to, what makes this work is respect for each other, respect for boundaries, and respect for everybody's. I'm trying to figure out how to get this. There we go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Get us more centered.
Now we're more centered. There we go. Oh, I feel less centered, but I look more centered.
Yeah. Anyway, respecting each other, respecting the boundaries, respecting everything about that.
Mm-hmm. And I think it really comes down to too, like it really is like, how would I feel if someone just laid this down on me, right? Or I'll kind of test it on myself first. Like, I'm not going to lose my shit. Can I say shit?
You say whatever you want.
I'm not going to lose my stuff unless there's something really important that needs to be communicated, and I feel like I'm hitting a wall. So anyway.
Number 2.
Yeah. How do you separate your personal and professional lives?
We don't.
Flat out. We don't. We get this question a lot. How do you guys... One of the things that I love when Gus would, I'd hear him talk, he'll talk on the phone to somebody about how we work together, and he'll say, we'll finish up a whole day of working together, and then it's like, hey, do you want to go to the grocery store to pick up something for dinner? Yeah, it's like we're going out on a date after we've just spent all day together, but it's literally a separate time, and we're constantly riffing, we're funny, we're joking about stuff. But we don't. There's no separation really between
and we again, one of the things we're going to respect. The other thing that makes this work is we love what we do.
We do.
We truly love what we do. If this was a lopsided business, if I brought more to the table, or you brought more to the table in this business, it would probably be much more difficult.
Probably.
So the other thing we do is,
and we both love what we do. That's.
Most of our friends, most of our relationships, most of the stuff we do are with other business people.
Right.
We hang out with a lot of business people.
Business owners
who
get it.
We hang out with people that make us better us. I was just talking to, literally texting with a couple right now. We're making arrangements for a meeting up at our next event in Florida, and then we're meeting up again in April, and we're talking about possibly doing business with them. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So they're personal, and this is even if you're a single person, find you something you love to do in your job.
Yeah,
and then
really is helpful.
And then surround yourself with other people that have that same passion and same thing. And once you do that, you're going to find that other person. If you're not,
well, and that's it. It's sort of law of attraction. Like I absolutely adore what I do. I have loved it since I found it. I was, I think, 28 when I got the job in the conference production business. And I was just like, oh my God. And even then I wasn't sure until I went to my first event. I'm like, this is it.
All right. Number 3.
Number 3, you're right.
What are the biggest challenges you face as a couplepreneur team?
Couplepreneur. It's just not an easy word. It does not fly off the tongue.
What's it?
What do you think the biggest challenges are that we face? I will say this. And this isn't a challenge. This is petty. But when someone comes up to you, like you're the business owner and I'm working, you know what I mean? I'm like, dude,
that does happen,
and you are, and I just appreciate so much your level of respect for me.
Finish that story.
Okay, when somebody will walk up to Gus like he's the owner of the company, and
I am,
he is,
but
however,
we are both.
We're partners in the business,
and she's more important than I am in the business.
I started the business, so it was funny because I knew people back when. I don't know. It's just like a man-woman thing.
That's a challenge. People come up to me like I'm the owner of the business, and I'll be
like, hi, can I get in on this conversation?
I got a business partner that has to be in, and she happens to be my spouse.
Ain't gonna happen unless you talk to me.
Yeah.
Just saying. But no. And then I would say, from a challenge perspective, I know that when you first started working with me, I had all the relationships and I kind of had a way of doing business. And I think there were times where you felt like, well, I don't have the relationship, so I'm doing this. Or, so there was a little bit of like, where do I fit in this when Gus first started working with me?
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
And then for me, it was like, how do I take this to a different level? Because at the time that Gus started working with me, it was like, we needed the business to grow for some specific reasons, but it was just like, all right, I need to start doing something differently, and he needs to learn how to, fit into this.
And I think one of the other challenges, this is in business in general. If our business is facing a challenge, which it has, especially since COVID, doing live events, we don't have.
There's no cushion.
There's no cushion of backup.
We're facing okay. Gus's company is doing well. If mine is hitting a struggle, or vice versa, it's like, oh crap, we're in this together.
We've diversified since COVID. We've diversified since COVID, but we still have challenges because we're swinging for bigger fences.
Definitely. Yeah. So in most cases, it's never going to get easier because we're always playing for a bigger game.
Yeah.
But that's been some challenges.
Right.
And then to number 4. What are the biggest advantages of being a couplepreneur? Ooh.
I get a decision right next to me all the time. I want to make a decision in business. Boom. I can roll.
Speed to decision is probably one of our biggest advantages because we're together all the time. We can throw ideas out at each other. We literally work in the same room, which sometimes has challenges too when I'm on the phone or you're on the phone. But anyway,
and a big advantage is we know each other's strengths and weaknesses. Ashley is more client facing most of the time. I have a more
he's better at the
I have a more strategic background. Logistics and strategic, especially in sales and negotiations. I can hear Ashley in the middle of
I'll be on the phone negotiating with somebody, and Gus will start writing something on the whiteboard, or he'll start
So we have two people's minds behind the conversation. Yeah, I'll be like, stop!
Don't talk anymore.
Yeah, stop talking.
I'm like, oh, okay.
All right.
So anyway, what is
how do you balance your business with your relationship? We hear that.
What do you I like balance? What is balance? I think balance, like success, it's something that everybody defines for themselves. It's different. How success looks to other couples probably looks a little different for us. How success looks to us probably looks nothing like what other people consider successful. So I would say when it comes to balance, it's I'm
a very
I think we're both really unbalanced.
There was something came up last night. Oh, I know it was. This is so funny.
What?
It is the end or the middle third week of February.
Yes.
Our Christmas tree is still up. And Ashley is like, she's like, I'm sorry, I left the tree up. I'm like, if I didn't want the tree up, the tree would not be up. Let me just be plain and simple. I don't.
You're right. You said that.
If there's a problem, if there's an issue with anything, I am really quick to say, hey, I don't like this way this is going, or this needs to stop.
Well, and I do it respectfully. Right. You do. But you also make sure, like, hey, I need this tree down. You would have said that, and you didn't. But it was like, okay, Super Bowl's over. It's time for me to take the tree down. So I stripped it. I got all the ornaments
It's
off.
all
We're
good.
planning to move. So I had some of these, like, and yes, ornaments from before I was born. So there's some old stuff on that tree. But yeah, I was like, all right, this is down. I'm going to put it away. But I did want to just like make sure that you were like, I just felt bad that I thought that you wanted it done. Anyway,
I'll
if
speak
that sounds
I'll speak in the
balanced,
third person. Gus doesn't do anything Gus doesn't want to do.
that's the truth. Sometimes neither do I.
And I'm
then
pretty
it's like,
flexible,
is
though.
it worth it? Like, no,
yeah.
okay, just let it go. But it's not often that we even have to do that. So, number 6, what advice would you give to other couples who want to start a business together?
I love that question. We get asked that. Make sure you're on the same page. I know that sounds cliche-ish.
No, you really need to make sure you're on the
what's
same
the
page.
Goal? What's your down? Write down. Our mentors taught us this. They have the 3 sheets of. They have the 3 columns.
So it's writing. I will write down my personal, professional, and financial goals.
Column 1.
On column 1, Gus will write down his personal, professional, and financial goals on column 3. And then the 2 of us will work together to come up with a shared vision for the center. And it really is like, what does this life look like? What does this life look like for me?
In 5 years.
What does it look like for us
What's
together?
the ultimate goal?
What's the business look like? And if we're like, yeah, that inspires me, I'm excited by this, and I want to do that, then we're good.
Which leads us into number 7.
Okay.
But I'm not going to go there yet. But when you're talking, when you have your goals, missions, their mission. I mean, one of the goals in our business is, does it put a butt in the seat? Does it put an attendee or a sponsor or a speaker at the conference, at our events? And a lot of times the decision-making process goes with that. Right?
And sometimes you need to be reminded what the lens is, right? Sometimes we're like, oh, I'm going to work on this and it's going to be so amazing. And it's like, yes, but did it go through the filter? Did it go through what it's supposed to?
And no. I'll just say this in general. Starting a business and wanting to make a serious impact with your business. Let's just say you start a business and you want to make $250,000 plus a year. It's hard. It's extremely hard. Having a successful marriage, starting off, having children, getting bigger things, more stuff, just as naturally human, is very hard. When you do it, when you add the 2 together, it's almost impossible especially if you're not aligned on the same page from day one.
And that's the key. I think what's key about that is we're both aligned on our relationship too. And that's foundation, right? I mean, we're very aligned on our relationship and what we will and will not accept
100%.
From each other. And that probably makes it easier for us in the business. Because I know that if Gus were to turn to me tomorrow and just say, you know what, hon, I'm out. Like, this isn't bringing me joy. This is not what I want.
On the business or the relationship?
Well, honestly, if you said it on either one, I'd be like, okay, I get it, and
but it's not going to happen.
But it's like what we wanted to, because we have so much fun together, because we enjoy ourselves being together so much, and who we are as a couple. We're inspired to do things together,
and I think we inspire other people by doing that.
I think so too. But we're also like we're stronger.
You're more power. You're stronger.
We're so much more. We bring so much more strength and power to whatever it is that we're doing business wise, because of the fact that we're a good couple.
So going to number 7 and going back to number 6 and having your goals and missions in place. Number 7, how do you handle disagreements about business decisions?
We fight like dogs.
This is probably the only area I occasionally raise my voice, and it's never it's never about the relationship. It's never you did this, I did this. It's always about in business. For me, it becomes a little easier. Bring the numbers in
to make
place.
A decision.
Bring the data
based on data.
Based on sometimes we'll attempt to do something, an event, a new event, or something like that, and
we didn't follow some of the tenets of like event whatever, right?
The
And
traction's
we'll just
not
be
there,
like, why didn't this work?
and
And then
the
we'll look
numbers
later
aren't
like,
there,
well,
and it's like, we
like the
can't just
data's
start like,
not
hey,
there.
you
You
didn't,
can't,
you
you
didn't,
can't.
and it could very well be you didn't call enough people. However, you were working on the other event. It wasn't your fault. We put too many.
Right,
We
right.
put too much on the table. We put too much on our plate, which
So
is probably our biggest.
and the
That's
other
probably
thing
our
too, though,
biggest
I would say
challenge.
this is that when we handle disagreements in our business decisions, it's usually more about taking accountability. It's usually more like I didn't hit the right people, or I didn't hit enough people, or I waited to the last minute to try to reach out to da da. We're both really good at taking responsibility for what we did or
One of
didn't
my
do.
if one of my somebody on my staff screws up or does something,
It's our
it's
fault.
my fault.
It's
100%.
totally our fault.
I did some. I did
If
not.
the business isn't going the way the business needs to go, it's our fault. We're not
Yeah.
sitting here complaining like, well, the market really sucks right now, or, blah, blah, didn't get back to it. Like, no, well, we're smart people. We know how to run a successful business. And if we're not doing it correctly, we're the first to say like, wow, you know what, we screwed that up.
Yeah.
So I think that there's fewer about disagreements and more about, okay, how are we going to jump back on, realign, make sure we're, if we're focusing on what we need to focus on. And sometimes I need a little crack in the butt to just kind of go, hey, you need to get on the phone right now. Or, hey, what are you doing right now? Oh yeah, right. Okay. Cause I lose focus. I'm very, very easily distracted. If you hadn't noticed. Number 8, how do you celebrate your successes together? I drink champagne. Gus drinks vodka.
We want to do so much in life.
Yeah.
We
celebrate as we go.
The celebrations are not like let me step back. Like, we travel a lot. That's not part of celebration, but it's
part of our business.
It's part of our business.
But it's fun and we love it.
And
which is why it's part of our business.
But we also we don't hit our business numbers. Like last year, we were in Germany, and I wanted to go to the Mercedes Museum.
Yeah.
And we had a good few months. It was a stretch to go to the museum. It wasn't a stretch financially. It was a stretch time-wise and stuff like that.
I was just like, you know what?
Let's
we
do
made
it.
A commitment to this.
Let's
go.
Let's do it. That was a celebration.
Let's go do this.
That's probably the coolest thing.
It was
for me last year
because
it was in Germany. We had to take a train. We didn't understand fully the language. Once you leave the big city,
yeah, it was.
They don't speak English. All places. We sat in the VIP portion of the first class by mistake.
Oops.
And we got thrown out very nicely by
we're very nice
German
about throwing
speaking.
Us out. And we went to sit somewhere else. It was like not that much worse.
It was 80%. Was 80% of what the first class was.
It was good.
But success. Anyway, but we don't.
We celebrate our successes. I think one of the things that's cool about when we celebrate our successes, like we'll end the week, and it's either been like a crappy week or an awesome week or a bunch of up and downs, total roller coaster week. But we're really good about just kind of ending the day. Ending the week with a glass of champagne and a glass of vodka on the rocks, and acknowledging like what went well and what didn't. So I think we're pretty good about that.
In the scheme of things, today was a really good day.
Today was a phenomenal day,
and we have so many things done in the business, so many balls so-called move forward. It was a really great. We launched this new series.
I know, right?
I'm super excited about this.
I am too. I have my advanced shirt, by the way. Okay.
It's one of our companies, the advanced shirt.
Gotta wear the brand.
Do you feel like you're sacrificing your personal time for the business?
Always. No, I'm kidding.
Absolutely. For me, absolutely not.
You really?
Do you?
No, because I love what I do so much. I think there are some times where I need to carve a little bit more. There are 2 things I wanted to carve more time for, or I want to carve more time for right now. And that's doing a little bit more personal development reading for myself. And that's just something I need to literally schedule. And then scheduling time with my son. My son's a senior in high school. He's going to graduate in June. Here's where
we're going to have a little disagreement.
Okay, I know.
You got to cut out something else you're doing in order to spend time with your son.
I do.
One of the reasons I've been self-employed for a long time.
Yeah, I knew.
And one of the reasons I was self-employed is I had the opportunity to go to just about every one of my kids' activities.
Yes.
And this was mostly before COVID.
Yes.
So I would schedule
yes.
their activities if they
and
had,
then work around them.
and then work around them.
So that's
but
what
that
I
also
need to
that
do.
also worked. That also meant a lot of times coming back from an activity at 7:00 at night and working till 10:00 at night.
Yep.
And,
I mean,
and working on the
certainly-
weekends and stuff
yeah,
like that.
I mean-
there was a lot of
You're right.
you have to prioritize.
Right.
But do we feel like we sacrifice time? No, because going back to
Let's go
the
back to the fact that we
successes-
love what we do.
a lot of what we do and celebrating success might give us the freedom to start another project, and that's a success for us going to the next
Absolutely.
level.
So yeah, I don't think of this as a sacrifice. I think of this as something like we're putting in the time to make a successful business and have fun. So that takes us to number 10. How has being a couplepreneur changed your relationship? I actually think we're on a better footing now than we were before we started working together.
I don't
mean better. It's just so much more solid.
100%.
Right, what do you think?
And I don't remember
Find
numbers. I'm
something
going to give it I mean, what do you call this?
I don't know.
A Clydesdale horse can
Yes.
pull like 8,000 pounds. I don't know if these numbers are right, but a Clydesdale horse can pull like 8,000 pounds.
We're gonna just
Two
play the
Clydesdale horses
together.
can pull like 20,000 pounds. 4 can pull like 60,000.
It's exponential.
You get exponential. So 2 of us together.
So the 2 of us together. I mean, I think at first it was kind of like, "What are you doing? What am I doing?" But it gelled really fast, and then it was just like, okay, Gus takes care of this, I take care of that, and then when I'm in a position where I can help him or he can help me, we kind of do that, and it's cool, right? I mean, I think it's
relationship. I think our relationship has only grown stronger.
I believe you are correct.
Especially with travel. We love to travel.
Yes,
I
we
love to
do.
travel. I've also learned that a 6-hour delay in an airport is a 6-hour delay in the airport, and it's nothing more than that. Hey, it's a cool
It is
airport.
what it is.
Go
We'll
check
run
out. Go check out the airport. See something you haven't seen before. Sit down. We are so mobile these days. I can do 90% of the task I need to do on my phone. I'm just sitting there. All I need is a place to plug in, and I don't even need Wi-Fi. I got great.
That's it, and that's it too.
But what I'm saying is that they. Where a lot of people find travel so
stressful and ugly. No, I mean, it's something that we do so much that it just doesn't occur to us.
I look back last year, how many hours, how many days do you think we spent sitting in airports?
Yeah, or not. I mean, or I'll say, okay, if we really, if this is really a 2-hour delay, I want to walk around a little bit. Like, let's get our backpacks on and walk around the airport. And
I remember one day we were in Nashville in 9 hours, and
did we walk the whole?
No. What we did is, remember, we sat there. They had they were.
Oh, we went in.
Well, they partially rebuilt. Well, a couple different things. This was a different time.
Oh.
They rebuilt one of the terminals in Nashville in the last 5 years or so, and we were like, okay, we're going to sit here.
Sorry, game.
We're going to sit here and work until like 2 hours. Pack up, walk around, check things out, grab lunch. Come back here and work for another 2 hours. We were there for like 9 hours. I remember that day. Go work for more out. Go work. And if it gets too crowded here, we'll go over there.
Right.
But that was the. What I'm saying is, learning to deal with those unexpected moments.
Together
with
a sense of humor. Well, we'll figure something out. It's never the end of the world, right? And I will say this: part of that respect thing again. I respect him too much to lose my shit over something that small when I know, like, it's okay. It's going to work out. We're going to be fine. And I believe he has the same level of respect for me. Like, all right, let's figure out how to either get this, get something done, entertain ourselves, or let's walk around and learn something. And one time we went into Nashville and we had a significant layover. I was like, I hadn't been in downtown Nashville in years. It was May the 4th. It was
May the 4th because
I remember they were dressed. Sarah and I, let's go into town. Like, let's take an Uber in.
It was cool.
We'll just walk around, downtown Nashville and just get a flavor for the city. And it was just so cool to do that. Heck, we did something else pretty crazy on a layover in St. Louis, but we'll tell them all about that some other time.
Yeah, and the thing is, what usually I had a good rule with the kids.
Which was?
And when we step back, so usually any of these agreements we get or anything that happens is usually an outside influence into our relationship.
Right.
Something else has happened by someone else. Could be a family member or the kids' other parents that are now their problem.
Speaking in code
is now our problem.
Right, that we have to.
We're not
something got
we're not
chucked
angry
on us,
at each
and
other,
it's
or
just
upset
like,
at each other.
We're just upset about the situation.
We got this third party situation, like wasn't it? So my kids used to.
I have to deal with this.
My ex.
Oh my.
We owned an antique store, so we did a lot of thrifting and yard selling.
Oh my
and
God,
sometimes the kids would get a toy. If you ever go to yard sales, you can buy whatever toy for, it's not a toy. You can, hey, look, it's a 25-cent.
His kids are like 2 years apart.
So
they'd gone to a yard sale.
They'd gone to a yard sale.
They bought a little toy.
They bought a little toy.
And the kids were in the back
15 minutes later, the kids are losing their minds over this toy and screaming at each other.
Not in a good way.
And like shoving each other.
It's mine. It's mine. It's my turn. It's my turn.
I grabbed the toy and I threw it out the car window. I refused to have something that was not in my life this morning when I woke up cause this much upset in my family. If you ever saw the movie Speed,
I'm sure the kids are still in therapy over that. But
anyway, you ever saw the movie Speed? Take out the hostage.
Yes, remove the hostage.
Yes.
Oh man,
we had a situation like that with an event this year, where the event venue was giving me a ridiculous amount of hard time.
Yes, and we were like, should we leave?
I'm like,
we can go run this across the street.
I'll take my 80 people and walk next door. I'm like,
yeah, don't mess with me.
Yeah, I'll remove the biggest thing, and that's the thing because we have this vision, we have this goal, we want to grow this business, we want to help. And 3.9 billion women is who you want to help.
We do. You do too.
And we can't let the minor things get in our way.
Exactly.
We're a force as a couple.
And sometimes the best part of being in a relationship with your business partner is having that person that you always have my back.
100%.
You always have my back, and you remind me sometimes, like, honey, your mission is to help 3.9 billion women, advance their lives, their careers. And I'm like, oh yeah, right. I'm getting hooked on something little and stupid right now.
You were on something earlier today.
What?
I'm like, you're the CEO of the company. You can do something about that. And you're like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It was something really small too. It was maybe software or something.
Into something so
I'm like,
okay.
I'm like, why are you letting this bother you?
I don't know.
You're the
This is
CEO.
your work, And I was like, all right, but yeah, so cool.
All
right. Guys, we hope that we have offered you some fun.
We're going to do this every
banter.
Week on Tuesdays. You know what I was thinking? It's crazy.
Is that a Tuesday thing?
In 2 weeks.
It's a good Tuesday thing. We'll be in St. Pete Beach, Florida.
We'll be doing this from the
Tradewinds Resorts. We might be on
probably be on the Lanai or something.
Yeah, we'll have a little deck or something we can do this from. That'll be a nice backdrop. Not that this isn't a great backdrop, but yeah. There might be a sunset behind us or like a really cool, dark, funky sky. Yeah, you're already setting up the shot in your head. My hair will probably be curly. So anyway, thank you so much.
We appreciate you so much for being
joining
here on
us
our first
tonight.
Episode. And
we hope we found you, or you found us entertaining. If you have any questions that you'd like us to address or something to
subject to bring up, how do you handle this?
Put it in the chat. Put it in the comments. We have a lot of experience answering crazy questions about our relationship and our business.
If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe.
There you go.
YouTube channel. Click that little subscribe button. Hit the like button.
And if you ever want to hang out with us in person, come to one of our conferences. They're fun.
We're up to hanging out in person.
We are. Cool.
All right. Thank you.